Alright, hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am, of course, Hot Dogs, and we are here for another installment of The Sims 4 Survivor Oasis. And yeah, it's a couple days late. Get over it, okay? I have a life outside of these buns that I have to attend to. But unfortunately, these Sims do not have any other life apart from Survivor, and it is actually right now night 17, and we're going to be stopping by the Red Nookstone tribe. Alright, so where we last left off all the way back on Monday, we had our luxury competition, our cupcake wars, and unfortunately for the Red Tribe, they lost the luxury competition. Thankfully, they've already kind of won all the important luxuries, but they will not be able to partake in Winterfest. Alright, so as you can see, it looks as though Vesepia and Tina are hanging out, having a little powwow inside the gas station, and Nina has come and joined them. So the three of them have been getting kind of close, especially Tina and Vesepia. I don't know if it's just because they're the older women of the tribe or what it is necessarily, but the two of them have been clicking, and Nina's obviously trying to get in here. With there only being 5 members of the tribe, 3 is kind of the magic number within the tribe. That's how you hold all the powers. So could the 3 of them potentially be the big alliance of the Red Tribe? We'll have to wait and find out. I'm also not sure why Tina is like complaining so much. It looks like she's hungry, but I'm like, girl, you just ate a billion cupcakes. And also, you're totally able to cook food inside the kitchen you guys just got in the last luxury competition before this. You have a grill that you can cook on. I don't understand why you're complaining. And then I'm like, maybe she has like menstrual pains and stuff because I do have all those mods installed. But I had already fixed those and I had already got everyone like taking the pill or whatever. So I'm not too sure what she's complaining about. I think she's just hating life here in the tribe right now. I think Survivor is just getting to her, being outside in the wilderness. She's losing weight. You know, she's not able to sit down and have a luxury dinner, and she just had to shove 30 cupcakes into her stomach. So maybe that's why she's complaining, I guess. She's probably constipated or something.
Ooh, ha ha.
Fabio has made his way in here and is talking to Nina, and they seem to be flirting and getting along. It's very off and on. I feel like they're on when Fabio decides they are, and then when he's over it, then they're not. You know, like Nina is always down, always ready, and she has been this whole time, and he just kind of decides when they are, and it's kind of annoying. I think it's a bit rude. And then we also see that Natalie isn't too far behind. She's just still in the background trying to impress him with her fitness. And potentially it does work. I mean, this love triangle they have going is way messier than the one between Natalie and, you know, Brian and Fabio, whoever else on the green team. Like, she just came over here and got into an even worse love triangle. Vesepia has been working on the painting behind them, and not too many people have worked on their painting skill here on the Red Tribe, or at least like the new Red Tribe. So, you know, that's pretty good that she's getting, you know, a step ahead of everyone else. Meanwhile, Nina is taking time and confiding in Vesepia. They're really bonding. I'm pretty sure that she's venting about, you know, Fabio and Natalie and that whole situation that's going on. And Vesepia is just there to listen, to help her through it, and of course to make sure she stays on, you know, Nina's side. And who knows, this whole 3 alliance thing between Tina, Vesepia, and Nina could really go somewhere, and maybe this is just helping them. Tina is in the kitchen, her brand new domain, and she is actually cooking a hamburger cake. And I'm like, oh, okay, so she was hungry, she's going to solve that. No. She puts the hamburger cake down and looks at it and still complains about her stomach, and then doesn't grab a piece or anything, just looks at it. So I hope that helps her in some way. Vesepia, not Vesepia. Ugh. Natalie ends up coming in and she just grabs a book. I thought she was going to grab a piece of the cake, but no, she just grabs a book and then goes out and reads by herself for a little bit. Meanwhile, Tina, instead of eating her stupid cake, goes and hangs out with the entire rest of the tribe. They're all inside the gas station. She goes in there and hangs out with them. Nina looks to still be pretty upset, so I mean, hopefully she's being comforted by Fabio and now Tina and everyone else. Of course, Tina's still complaining, but whatever. Natalie has taken a break on reading to find a dirty plate to put down on the ground, and she feels super proud about that. Best decision that she's made for the day, and she's really happy to just leave a dirty plate on the floor for everyone to smell. But thankfully for her, Fabio actually ends up coming over and getting all the trash from her and cleaning up. Follows her around the camp, kind of cleaning up after her, I guess. While Natalie has started reading again, we see that Fabio ends up slowly making his way over there, and I was hoping that he was making his way to her and kind of communicate with her a little bit, but instead he just walks right on past her and heads inside, which was a bit of a surprise, I guess. I mean, he seems to really be on Nina's side tonight, but it's been so back and forth between who he really likes. He's denied both of them. He's, flirted with both of them. He's actually just woohooed with Nina, so I guess it does make some, more sense that he's really enamored with her. As you can see, he's just kind of like watching their conversation from afar. He's not joined it. He's not really trying to do anything, but just like watching them. Meanwhile, Natalie does end up coming back and putting the book away, and then she actually goes outside and starts grilling. And while Natalie is out there making some hot dogs, the grill actually catches fire, but like barely. You can hardly even tell it catches on fire. Fabio instantly reacts and comes outside, and everyone rushes to it and puts it out immediately. They put it out so fast that it barely looks like there was really anything going on. I was pretty impressed. They are more than prepared to put out fires here on this campsite. They came to that so quickly. And I gotta say, even though these guys are on Survivor, they're eating pretty well. I mean, they have a platter of hot dogs, a hamburger cake in the kitchen. They're doing a lot better than just a bowl of rice and beans on normal Survivor. I would definitely rather be in this one. And as we can see, when the clock hits 3 a.m., a ghost arrives. And it's actually the same ghost from before. If you remember that, she's back. And she's just harmless. She's just here to, mess around, talk to everyone, see what's up. As we can see, Natalie was playing some basketball while the ghost was doing some chess, but they end up departing ways. And inside the kitchen, we have Tina trying to make a grilled cheese, but doing it pretty unsuccessfully, as I'm guessing they don't have butter or oil or something, so it seems to be sticking pretty hard to that pan. Fabio is kind of watching miserably behind her, not really saying anything, kind of what he's been doing all night. And the ghost has come inside the kitchen to give a little watch and see what's going on as well, before she actually ends up stealing Fabio, and the two of them actually join the rest of the group all by the fire, where they all kind of sit and share ghost stories and, talk to the ghost, and they all kind of bond and have a little bit of fun. Obviously, I put a fence around the campsites and I lock the gates to make sure that random townies can't come in and do this. But I honestly can't really prevent ghosts from just coming in and doing this. So there's nothing really I can do. Obviously, we've seen in competitions past house guests come and join, and that I find annoying. But when it comes to the ghost, I actually kind of find that kind of fun. So I enjoy her presence. And it seems that Tina has finished up making dinner for everyone. Everyone kind of rushes into the kitchen to come and grab a plate. Even though, as we saw, Tina was struggling making this dinner, so I don't know if I'd be rushing to grab a plate of it. And it's weird that she hangs out in the kitchen but has such low cooking skill. Don't know why I said it like that. Skill. So hopefully, since the kitchen is now her new domain, she's gonna cook more and grow that skill. Tina's stomach still seems to be bothering her. Hopefully we get that fixed soon. And like I said earlier, these survivors are not suffering. Like, they have a plate of hot dogs, a hamburger cake, now they have eggs and toast. Like, they have so much food and a variety of different kinds. Like, they're living in the lap of luxury. That being said, the sun is slowly rising over the horizon. On day 18, and we're going to leave the red tribe and head over to the green sand trap tribe to see how they are doing after their win of the luxury competition. Today is actually Winterfest here in Oasis Springs, and so they are going to be having a Winterfest celebration today that comes with a twist, as one or more of the fellow castaways will be walking away with special powers after Winterfest. So we'll have to wait and find out when what goes on there. But for right now, of course, Jenna is at the woodworking table, but except this time she has Eliza by her side. We see that Rich has just finished up his morning workout before going over and joining the two girls, and the three of them have a little morning chat. The three of them have been getting along fairly well, but of course, Jenna has slowly been distancing herself, and she's just always at the woodworking table. So the only real time she spends bonding with anyone else is when they make their way over to her, pretty much. Now that Rich is the only guy left on the tribe, he's really, trying to make sure he stays popular with everyone. He goes and talks to Eliza and Jenna before he goes and talks to Bella. Of course, he has romantic relationships with Bella. So he's kind of, he's like the king on the green tribe, basically. And also, again, it's Winterfest, so you'll notice that some of them are, doing party poppers and making music and singing and stuff like that, and that's pretty fun and nice. Again, it's weird having Winterfest here in Oasis Springs, especially since I turned off all the weather, so it is cold and they're all still stuck outside celebrating, Christmas together. And to me, it's an interesting dynamic because especially on Survivor, you never see them really celebrate any other kind of holidays. Again, they are only there for a month, and it's usually in the middle of summer, so there isn't too many holidays that they would be celebrating anyway. But, this being said, I think I have the season set for every week here in Oasis Springs, so they are going to be doing a bunch of different holidays. You are going to see the year go by, basically, and I just find that kind of fun. It would be interesting to see them have a Christmas on Survivor. We see that Eliza has eventually come and joined Bella and Richard in the bedroom, and they're kind of all bonding together. And then, of course, Jenna is still outside at the woodworking table, still just working on, and she actually eventually comes and goes and uses the bathroom, where she's able to spy on the other three having a conversation. And I love that I put these slats in the bathroom. I did it for, privacy reasons. I wanted to invade their privacy, as that is kind of part of Survivor. And also, I wanted the house to really look like it was under construction. I thought that kind of helped, but I do love the aspect of them being able to really listen to someone's conversation while being in the other room. I just kind of find that fun. And unfortunately, when Jenna actually does kind of finishes up in the bathroom, instead of joining this conversation, which seems to be really fun in the bedroom, and trying to bond with her other three fellow tribe members, what does she do? She goes back outside and continues with the woodworking table. I don't know what's with her obsession over it. I'm not too sure. And she did find the hidden immunity idol over here, and so she does have that in her pocket. She hasn't given it to anyone yet. She hasn't put it down yet. Hopefully she doesn't, because she will need it going to her next tribal council, whether that's this week or next, who knows. But I'm worried that, even if she is able to make it to the merge, that she won't really have the relationships built enough until then, because she's really not putting in any effort. We have Eliza doing some cleaning around the campsite. I mean, their campsite is a lot cleaner than the Red Tribe. They make a lot less of a mess and they clean it up right after. And maybe because it's smaller, they have like less they need to clean. And she's inside, and we also see that Bella is in there, and the two of them are kind of talking. Bella's eating, and they're both kind of just like eating and cleaning and talking to one another, and it's nice. It's kind of boring. I mean, I don't know, Bella has almost disappointed me in the sense that she doesn't feel like Bella Goth to me. And maybe that's because, she's not with her family. She's not, dating or into someone that is in the lore and the storyline. And she's with Rich. I think maybe that's what's throwing me off is the her and Rich showmance that's going on. It's such an odd showmance to me. And not even just because he's like gay in real life, but it's just weird to me. It's just not who I would see her with. And she's not really acting the way I really thought she would be acting. She's not nearly as sassy as I thought she would be. However, I do think she's playing a good game. Both her and Rich are doing perfectly fine. And I think, she has potentially the chance to get pretty far. She's like bonding with everyone. I'm not putting any shame on that. I don't know, she just doesn't feel like Bella Goth to me. Does she feel like that to you? Eliza feels like Eliza to me. Johnny feels like Johnny. Nina feels like Nina. I don't know, a lot of the townies feel like the townies to me, but Bella is like missing something to me. I don't really know. We see that eventually Jenna does make her way inside. Maybe she finishes up what she was doing at the table, I don't know. But she does come inside and ends up talking to the two other girls. I mean, she could easily form something with them, kind of do an all-girls thing if she really wanted to, and maybe that's what she's trying to do now. So she does kind of sit down and start talking to both Bella and Eliza, but she doesn't get very far, unfortunately, before Jeff ends up arriving to the campsite, and he is playing our Father Christmas for the day, and he is here to bring gifts to all 4 of the castaways here on the Green Sand Trap Tribe, and they're going to be able to open them, and depending on what they get inside depends on if they get a special treat or not.
Oh, oh, oh!
Oh, oh, oh!
Presume Balu.
Aww.
Fosa.
Centaur.
Alright, so as we saw, Jeff gave his first gift out to Eliza Pancakes, and we will find out what everyone has gotten once everyone receives their gift. So while they're out there doing that, Eliza ends up coming inside, really proud of herself that she got the first one, while Jenna is exhausted looking, eating a sandwich, and unfortunately gets attacked by bugs as well. So Winterfest is not going her way so far, so hopefully she gets a nice present. But I don't know. She doesn't have the best of luck right now. But I love that she's not fazed at all that Jeff has arrived at the campsite. I mean, she hasn't really gone out there to really speak to him. And as we can see, she is exhausted. So she just ends up going into the bedroom and taking a nap. She's like, I'm going to sleep. Like, screw this. I am covered in bug bites now. I am tired. I have no friends here. I don't care about you, Jeff. I'm sleeping. Like, the audacity. I could not ignore Jeff for a second if he was around me. But we can see that Jeff has placed a little boombox outside and is playing some Winterfest music, and he has given a gift to Rich as well. And again, we will find out what they have gotten once everyone gets one. For some reason, instead of gifting Bella next, he decides, you know what? No one is sleeping during my Winterfest celebration. So he actually does march his little self inside, struts his way through the house, goes to the bedroom, and wakes Jenna up. He's like, hey, we're celebrating Winterfest right now. You can't be sleeping during this. This is a luxury. You guys won this for a competition. So he makes her get up, and he does gift her as well. Alright, but we are going to go ahead and have everyone gather outside. Okay, so inside everyone's gift was a party popper, okay? So they're all going to take turns popping the party popper, and depending on what comes out of it, depends on if any of them get any special powers. Now, Bella did receive one. I don't know when it happened. Maybe I talked over it or it happened off camera. I'm not sure. But she does have one. And we are going to have Bella be the first one and see what exactly she gets. Alright, so unfortunately for myself, I didn't get the footage. But also, unfortunately for Bella, she has just received a lump of coal. So that's it. And then we have Rich doing his popper, and he actually received a little octopus guy, and that octopus guy is going to represent another hidden immunity idol that he can keep. After that, we have Eliza popping hers, and all she receives is some candy. And Jenna ends up popping hers and also receives candy. So that's pretty much it. Bella got some coal. Jenna and Eliza got some candy, and fortunately for Rich, he got safety. So what's really good about that hidden immunity idol that he has is it's not a lump of clay. So with the clay, they can play with it. They end up putting it down. I mean, he still has those options with this octopus. However, the Sims really don't do that on their free will with this. So it's really going to be difficult for him to just lose this idol. He really has this one in his back pocket. So I'm not too sure where Jenna has run off to. Obviously Jeff has left, but he has left them with the jukebox and a keg that they're able to use and have fun with. I'm pretty sure Jenna has eventually gone and either went back to sleep or is at the woodworking table, either or. And then we see that Rich and Bella are at the keg. They're doing keg stands, and they actually end up making their way inside the tent to do a little bit of drunken woohooing, while Eliza is left outside to party and dance by the fire and with the Winterfest music. And I would say altogether this was a pretty good Winterfest. However, it is still not over. Sadly, this party is, and it is getting cut short as we are going to get the two tribes, bring them together, and they are going to compete for immunity once again in our brand new immunity competition. So, of course, like you guys know, with immunity, whoever does win does not have to face tribal council, which I know this video was late. Hopefully the tribal council video will be posted tomorrow. If you want to stay updated on that, follow me on Twitter because I'm a slacker, but I don't slack in telling you when things are being posted. So follow me on there or hit the bell. Just hit the bell down here to get some alerts. Alright, so this immunity competition is called Sleep is for the Dead. And now, first things first, before we can even really get into the competition, as we know, our tribes are uneven. Now, Fabio set out on the last competition, the luxury competition for the week, so he is not allowed to sit out. However, the red Nookstone tribe still has to sit out one player in order to keep the tribes at an even 4. So the tribe has decided to have Nina sit out of the competition, and she will just have to wait and watch alongside Jeff and see how this goes down. Now, again, the rules for this competition are pretty simple. As you see in front of each tribe, there are graves. All of them will have to climb inside their own individual grave where they will stand actually. There is no chair for them to sit down. Stand for however long they can. This competition can go on for a while. And the only real rule is that they are not allowed to leave or sleep. Sleep is for the dead. If they fall asleep, they are out. If they leave their grave, they are out. Whichever tribe is able to outlast the other will win immunity and will be safe from tribal council. Now, as we know, it is winter, as today is Winterfest, so it is kind of chilly here in Oasis Springs, and as soon as the sun begins to set, Bella unfortunately starts to freeze to death. She is in a bikini. She did not wear any of her winter warm gear. That was completely up to her. She did not. So because she is freezing to death, she is disqualified from the competition and will have to head back to camp to warm up. So now that does mean that the green Sandtrap tribe is down to 3 players. So as you can see, it is getting pretty dark, and I was actually pretty surprised because I was filming all the different headshots, and I heard people talking, and some of them have been talking to themselves. However, I get to Eliza, and she is not talking to herself. She's actually talking to no other than Father Christmas, Father Winter, whatever his name is here in The Sims. And yeah, he has made his way into her grave, and they're just having a little conversation. He's keeping her up, helping her out, and yeah, of all people for him to stop and talk to. It's Eliza. Like, what? I don't even have a fireplace nearby. How did he get here? I'm not too sure, but I was so shook. And also, as you just saw, there was another random townie that showed up and is talking to Nina while she's sitting out of the competition. There's also another townie that was like standing outside of like the entrance gate when Bella left. That was there forever. So there's just a lot of people trying to intrude. Maybe it's because it's Winterfest, I don't know, but the townies are rowdy here in Oasis Springs right now. As we can see, Aliana has come back from Oasis and has climbed into Fabio's grave and is talking to him, keeping him up as the night really sets in. Aliana is the #1 culprit of leaving Oasis to intrude on competitions. Like, she has found her way through the desert and she knows how to get there. She knows the scheduling. Like, she is always here to show up. I don't know if it's because she's like the only girl in Oasis or something, but she is always finding her way over here. And I love that as soon as Father Winter spends a little bit more time with Eliza, she ends up flirting with him and, you know, kissing him, blowing kisses at him and waving at him and winking at him. And he does not take it very well. He's like, what? Like, don't you know that there's also, like, I have a wife? Like, there's a Mrs. Claus, and he's like waving around for help. He's like, how do I get out of here? Like, I'm stuck with a crazy woman. He definitely picked the wrong grave to climb into, and he's slowly figuring that out. If I were her, I'd be asking, why did Rich get the hidden immunity idol and not me? Why'd I just get some candy? But instead, she's trying to get some other candy. His candy. He does leave right away as soon as he can, and he's out of there. He leaves for good, pretty much officially ending Winterfest for everyone. I would say it was a pretty successful holiday. I enjoyed it. What about you guys? And let me know in the comments below what you thought of that, what you thought of Rich getting a little special power, them celebrating Winterfest and all of that. Let me know down below in the comments. As we can see, the competition is still going strong. They've all been in their graves for about 5 or so hours. And eventually, Aliana and the townie both end up leaving as well, leaving everyone alone and silent as the night slowly drags on and everyone is just left in the dirt. And Bella has made her way back from the medics. She has successfully warmed herself up and is back to watch the rest of the competition. She just kind of makes her way back upstairs and sits and kind of just relaxes. And I do put a few heaters up there to kind of keep her warm to make her a little bit more safe. And the competition continues on. And as we can see, the sun is beginning to rise on day 19, meaning that everyone has been in their graves for about 10 to 12 hours now, just standing there, haven't eaten, haven't drank anything. And unfortunately, with this time, all the girls seem to not be able to hold their bladder any longer, and all of them, one by one, kind of take turns to synchronize pee themselves. The guys, they surprisingly don't pee themselves, either that they can hold it in more or whatever, but unfortunately all the girls end up doing so, which is probably going to make the competition a bit harder for them now that they're going to have to stand there in their soiled clothes. And as the sun fully begins to rise in the morning and it begins to heat back up, unfortunately for the Green Sand Trap tribe, Jenna can no longer bear to be in her grave anymore, and she is the second person to quit the competition, also meaning that now the Green tribe are down to 2 members, while the Red Nookstone tribe still have all 4. So it is not looking that great for the Green tribe. Are they going to have to end up going to tribal council for the second week in a row, plus all the other ones? However, Fabio is the first person to quit on the Red Tribe, making it now 3 versus 2, with Rich being the only guy left in the competition. I honestly can't believe that there's only 2 guys left right now and that all the other ones are in Oasis. It's unprecedented in Survivor, and I mean, girl power, it's really strong on this season of Survivor, that's for sure. How well do you guys think you would do in this competition? I think I'd actually be pretty good since I work the night shift and everything. I think I'd be able to handle it pretty well. But to make it a little bit more difficult, Jeff decides to bring out a grill and is grilling everyone up some burgers and hot dogs and whatever that will tempt them to get them out of the grill, or out of the grave. If they want to enjoy any of the food, the castaways are going to have to leave their grave, meaning they quit the competition. Now, they have not ate in over 12 hours now. They've just been standing, they're soiled, they're miserable. And to top it all off, everyone else is allowed to eat. So everyone else that's already been out of the competition, Bella, Nina, Fabio, and Jenna, they're all allowed to have some of Jeff's food. Not to mention, Jeff is excellent on the grill, and everything he makes is a masterpiece. Alright, so the girl you see here in the purple sweater is the townie I was talking about that was like hanging out by the gate, doing her own endurance competition out there, standing just there hanging out. She eventually makes her way onto my property and takes a nap on the bench. Don't know why. However, everyone is doing fairly well. The food sits out for a little bit until Eliza is the first to break and quits to grab a cheeseburger, leaving only Rich to be the one competing for the Green Tribe. He has before been the sole person to compete and win for his tribe, so maybe he can do it again. She is not out very long before Natalie eventually joins her and also quits, leaving only Vesepia and Tina in their grave. But Vesepia also slowly makes her way out as well, leaving it a competition solely between Tina and Rich. I stuttered so hard. Tina and Rich. God. And I love that when we switch over to Tina, she's just down there playing with her hidden immunity idol, like contemplating if she even really needs to win this. Like, should she keep trying and win this even though she has this idol, or should she just go to tribal council? If anything, she can use it and still be safe, and get someone else out. So she's kind of contemplating what she needs to do, and eventually she does decide that, you know what, she has this idol, it's for the best to just get someone on this team out of here, and she quits the competition, meaning that Richard is the sole person left in his grave, and the Green Sandtrap tribe have broken their curse. Richard has won a competition, being the sole person to carry them through again, proving his worth a lot, and meaning that the Green Sandtrap tribe will be safe and not have to go to tribal council in the next episode. Thankfully, they will not be losing another member, but unfortunately, that does mean that the Red Nookstone tribe will be seeing us at tribal council and will be voting another member off of the island and sending them to Oasis. And what's super exciting is that the person that gets voted off and sent to Oasis will be the last person sent to Oasis. And not only will we find out who that is in the next episode, but we will also see the Oasis battle back. Right after the tribal council, we will be cutting to Oasis and having them compete in a competition, and the person that ends up winning it will be back into the game. So find out all of that in the next episode. Again, I am sorry that there has been a delay this week. I've just been pretty tired. Work has worn me out a little bit. Not to mention that these episodes are so long. I love how much content is in them. I loved filming this series and making it, but it is wearing me out considering how many episodes there are. Let me know if it's wearing you guys out at all. But it is wearing me out making it. However, this is a labor of love, and I really love this series. It's probably my favorite, or at least one of my favorites that I've made so far. And I hope it is for you guys as well. And I'm really excited because the season really starts ramping up. So not only is the next episode our Oasis battle back, which is insane, the Oasis twist finally comes to an end, but also on Monday, next week, we will be having the merge and everyone will be coming together to compete individually. So I'm super excited for that. If things do get off kilter, I'm still planning on doing 3 episodes a week if it isn't Monday, Wednesday, Friday, even though that is still my intended plan. But like I said earlier, for all up-to-date news, follow me on Twitter where I will tell you what's up, when videos are being uploaded, when they're being recorded, all that kind of stuff. And of course, subscribe, like, hit the bell, and all that stuff as well, and comment down below. I love you guys, and I should see you guys tomorrow. Bye.